thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Long time no see. I think it's been 7 years.
It's been a long time. When was the last time we did our reunion show?
2017.
Was that?
October of 2017.
That was when we did it?
Yeah.
Oof.
7 years ago.
Man.
So, just give me a little spiel on Right Live, how you got into it, why you do it, why you like it, and we'll go from there.
Right Live basically stems from all of our experiences in the past, honestly. Touring, seeing what sound and production crews do on a day-to-day basis, on a weekend basis, bands and how they deal with production and loading and gear. All the things really just kind of pushed me to say, hey, I can do this. Let me do this for other people.
Yeah.
How can I make this make me money? But also make it fun, And so 5 years ago, we made it official. I say we, it was me and a good friend of mine really just pushed me to take the jump,
Yeah.
Stop working a daily job and take a risk.
Yeah.
And it was a scary thing.
Yeah.
But
it's a very scary thing.
I'm doing it ever since, man.
Yeah. What took you out to, Martinsburg area? It's a little untapped, for sure.
Sure.
So there's opportunity, less competition.
Those are true things, less competition, untapped, but that's not why I went out there. Ultimately, I went out there a few years ago, after I became a DJ here. My buddy, was in a band, and I went and joined the band. Well, I got tired of driving from Manassas to, Martinsburg twice a week for practice. So I just moved out there to be close, and then realized, oh crap, there's like no DJs out here. There's a few, but let me get into this. So I started doing that, and then saw that there was a band market, and took advantage and jumped in the pool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How often do you DJ these days?
Actual club DJing, not so much anymore. I've kind of backed away from that a lot because it's not as appealing to me. I don't drink anymore, and I don't really party. I have a lot of guys that I hire out to do those kinds of events now. But karaoke, 4 times a week, it's just something chill.
Yeah.
And it's easy side money. So
do you have like contracts with places where, we're going to do your entertainment for the year, or we'll do your, karaoke stuff for, however long time?
No real written contracts on a long-term basis or anything like that. A lot of my stuff is kind of like gig to gig. But, for the karaoke stuff, it's just kind of a spoken contract. Like this is what you're the guy, and this is what we're doing until we don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So
do you have other DJs under you?
Yes. I have about maybe 5 or 6 guys that I can call on anytime.
Okay,
and if they want a gig, I can, we do the invoices.
So you're kind of like it's in your website, but you do almost lead generation for other DJs and stuff like that, and for production people that need jobs. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it that way, until you just said that, but it's such a niche thing to know how to do.
Yeah.
And only so many people know how to run sound, like if you ask the average person like how to set up even just a mixer with a few mics, they wouldn't know how to do it.
Right.
Unless you've been in a band, you most likely probably don't know.
Right. And it's a cool thing to know. And like I said, it all stemmed from our touring experience, honestly, being in the band together, seeing all those sound guys and how they did things. It was really, really appealing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's like a terrible DJ moment?
I have several, but one of my worst is I DJ'd New Year's Eve at Blue Fox in Winchester, and I've done that a bunch of times. I've actually done this twice. The ball's about to drop. We have like a minute, maybe 2 minutes left. I had drank way too much. I had to run to the pisser. Well, it's too far from the stage for me to make it back in time. I missed the ball drop.
Oh, no.
Song dead, like no music, dead air.
Oh, no.
I run into the room. Everybody's screaming, where's the DJ? Where's Brandon? Where's Brandon? I run back in, hit play on Old Lang Syne after everybody's already,
everyone's kissed and celebrated and everything.
It's miserable.
Well, are there any like Bridezilla moments?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, those are tough because, when you're dealing with that kind of money and that kind of professionalism, you have to be a professional. So there's not a whole lot of room for, if they're upset with what you're doing, you can't buck back. You got to kind of concede. But yeah, I've had some Bridezillas really rip into me. A couple times. One time forgot or said the name of the bride and groom wrong.
Oh,
yeah, one time. Won't make that mistake ever again. Little things like that, man.
Yeah. Like when my sister got married, I don't, were you there at the house? You might have been.
I might have been.
But he announced him as Kathy and West.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, he's like this old dude. It's like, yeah, Gary. It is what it is, you know. Yeah. You got married, right? That's what you wanted.
Yeah.
So,
first, the one of the worst ones was definitely when the recessional and the officiant says, for the first time, this is Mr. and Mrs. Blah, and there's a song that's supposed to play.
Yeah.
Well, I went to push play, and she said, nope. No, the computer was just like, nope.
Oh, no.
We're good. We're not playing it. So it was dead air.
What kind of like lessons have you learned from that just to make sure you got backups of
the backups?
Yeah.
Your plan A and B are trash. If you don't have A through Z, you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you don't learn that until it's battle tested, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
You
take the lickings and you go through the bad parts and you go, all right, that was really embarrassing. How do I not make that happen?
Right.
Again?
I can prepare for this if I know every time.
Right.
I mean, that's some of my, I had a couple of those moments too, DJing. A lot of times the most annoying things were when girls would be like, can you play something I could dance to? I'm playing the hottest top 40 right now. Can I play something? That was a big reason that I stopped doing it, just dealing with stupid drunk people.
Yeah. And now that I'm sober, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like when I was drinking and they were drinking, I can just be like, oh, yeah, cool, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, please leave. Mm-hmm. Will you play something good? Well, everybody else is dancing.
Karaoke's a little better than regular DJing because it's not necessarily you choosing the songs.
Right.
The people there chose the songs. Right. So you just can have fun with it. And
it's got its moments. Karaoke people are a very particular group of people. Mm-hmm. You got to have their song.
Yeah.
And it better be the right version.
Yeah.
So
don't stop believing.
Oh, man. Ugh.
There's usually like weird ones too. I never really got into karaoke, even though I sang a lot, but I can be like lucrative though, I guess, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's a great side hustle. I mean, a couple $100 a week, just sitting there for 4 hours and push and play.
Yeah.
But you interact with people too. I get to meet a lot of really cool people.
That's what I was doing. Like at the end of the Mackey's days DJing there, it was like 4 people.
Wow.
I mean, they're paying me $250.
Yeah.
So
shoot.
I mean, for 4 hours. So, but it's like, coming from, a band mentality and like, the shows that we played for 4 people, you don't want to be there.
Yeah. You're done.
You don't want to be there. So like, it just like kept happening because it wasn't so much my skill set. It was just the place died.
Right.
Because there was fights and, it got sold and, no one wanted to show up. It was just like a totally different vibe. And I was like, well, I'm going to figure out something else that's going to, get me that side hustle for a similar amount of money. Mm-hmm. And that's why I built Christie's website for their Bill's Auto Shop back when they owned it in 2017.
Wow. And
it turned out pretty good. They started getting more leads and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, I could get people to pay me for this. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially, how everything started. Like I can make this like side hustle thing. I don't have to be up late DJing if I don't want to. Right. I could still do that if I wanted to, but I just wanted something that I could continue to work from home and to have more flexibility and stuff like that. That's
really, really smart.
Yeah. So, I mean, once I moved here, I started working from home instead of that Real Networks place. And I was like, oh, I never want to commute again. I don't ever want to do that again. Why would I? That's terrible. Yeah. So, I just hustled and, and I'm not working for anybody else.
It's awesome, dude. Yeah.
So it's tough, but
congratulations being your own boss, man.
So what, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
What made you stop drinking?
So
is this a recent, relatively recent?
June.
Okay.
I mean, when we were younger, we drank a whole lot, and then over the years, it's kind of dwindled off in my 30s, but it was like more social drinking, like I said, to put up with people that were drunk. Mm-hmm. One day, DJ'd a party with a tandem DJ friend of mine at at the Blue Fox in Winchester. And we were drinking, taking shots, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Until the next morning I woke up and I'm like, this isn't cool anymore.
Yeah.
I'm 44. I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
You know, and social drinking for a lot of people is cool. It just wasn't for me.
Right.
So I'm done.
Well, if the time that you're drinking, you're not even really being social if you're DJing.
Right.
You know, you're stuck
on a stage.
Yeah, by yourself.
Yeah.
You might as well be sitting on a couch drinking.
Right. And it wasn't like I was drinking to break the nerve. I don't get nervous.
Yeah.
It's just that guy was drinking, so I was like, I'll drink too, and
right.
I woke up and my brain was like, we're done here.
Yeah.
We've had enough.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
I mean, has it been tough?
Nope. Don't want it. Don't crave it.
Good.
Don't even care. And I work in a bar 4 nights a week.
Yeah, right.
Don't want it.
And you'd like just having a good night's sleep?
I sleep amazingly now. And my snoring has cut back.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know how horrible that is.
Yeah.
Snoring, lost about
She lost some weight too,
pounds, some bloated weight.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes you not want to go to Taco Bell.
I don't
at 2:00 in the morning.
No more Waffle House or IHOP in the morning. 2 a.m. I haven't done that in forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's a normal week look like for you?
Monday is usually my big office day. I wake up early and Monday, sit at the desk, do most of my bookings, pay my bills, kind of get things in order for the next month and figure out what bookings I'm going to have for the following month and get everything organized for shows that I have coming up.
Yeah.
You know, Tuesday is kind of like my optional day, you know, vehicle repairs. If I need maintenance on gear, I kind of deal with all of that Tuesday through, you know, Thursday. And then Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, and then Friday, Saturday, obviously shows and events.
Yeah.
All weekend.
So for promoting shows, like, are you just doing the booking or are you promoting for any bands or?
Yeah. So we'll book the bands. I have people that do the graphics for the flyers for me. We do all the marketing of the event, you know, paid ads, boost, you know, all that, everything.
Yeah. And how does that, is it mostly just in that corridor of like Winchester, Martinsburg? Or are they farther out?
Most of the shows we're doing right now are between Martinsburg and Winchester, but I consider what we do Quad State, you know, Pennsylvania, Maryland.
Yeah. Sometimes shows are up there that they book you for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is it mostly metal?
So I have a reputation for being a metal promoter.
No way.
Weird how that happened.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with it. You know, metal's great, but I do a lot of other stuff. Reggae, we do, you know, comedy shows, everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, comedy shows.
Yeah.
I'm a big comedy fan.
I love comedy.
You watch Kill Tony at all?
Oh, man. I've seen some clips.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's my weekly.
It's hilarious.
Get my Monday started on the right direction.
That guy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the roast of Tom Brady. Good grief.
Dude, he destroyed.
Yikes.
He destroyed. We saw him at Capital One Hall. Have you been there?
No, huh?
Dude, it's like legit nice. Like 3,000 seater.
Okay.
But it's like perfectly acoustically treated.
Okay.
So like if you're standing in the back, like you can't hear any reverb or anything. It's really nice.
That's legit.
And they have a lot of comedy shows there. But you know, he's probably my favorite comedian right now. So
nice.
Do you have like, is it open micers?
No, I haven't done really anything like that. I did one where I let comedians sign up, but most of them are guys that I know. I'll be like, hey, I'll put up a lineup, just like bands. And, you know, you'll have the headliner, you'll have the host, and then a bunch of other guys. And we've done it like that. We've had moderate success with comedy. For some reason, people just don't come out for local comedians like I feel they should.
Until they know that one person is good. You know, it's one thing if you're going to, you know, you're going to Austin. You might not know who's on the bill, but you can kind of like assume that they're going to be hanging out with Tony and Joe Rogan and stuff like that. But some people can be that funny that just haven't gone anywhere. Right. You know, they're just grinding it out, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
We were just some boys from Manassas.
And look what it did for all of us, man.
Yeah.
Every one of us is doing something cool now. So it's really awesome to see.
I mean, Matt Kitchen is at the Aspire conference right today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is like David Goggins and like all these like super prominent podcasters and influencers and stuff like that. So, you know, he said he was going to start a podcast.
Did he?
He did. And I kind of like stole his setup. essentially. Because I was over at his house, I don't know, maybe a year ago.
Really?
Like a little over a year, and I was like, I could do that. Yeah. I have some space. You know,
has he pushed to do it at all?
No, I think he will after seeing this. I got you. Got him. I mean, once you can see, I think the biggest problem, like Trent tried to do it as well. And if you don't have the editing part figured out, it's expensive, you know, and you know, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
But the test one I did with Trent, I had everything done, edited like 20 minutes because I have something that auto cuts depending on who's talking.
Nice.
And then you can take that and put it into this AI thing that automatically generates 14 or 15 clips and reframes it. And that takes like 20 minutes.
Technology, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Legit.
So like what are some goals that you have for the business? Is it just like keep the lights on, keep chugging, or do you have like a vision of where you want to be in the next 20 years? Especially, I mean, being sober, you got 20 years of who knows what you can do then.
Clear thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Always goals. I'm motivated to grow what we're already doing. Definitely want to be profitable. You know, I'm eating okay now and bills are paid and I want for nothing, but like I want to make this thing to where it's starting to bleed over into other stuff that I can make awesome for other people. Yeah. Also that everybody who works for me is eating well and doing well.
Right.
But I mean, my end goal has always been the same. I've told everybody this. I want to run a venue. I want to have a place that I say, yo, I'm a musician and this is how I set up this place for musicians.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of venues are cool, but a lot of them aren't run by people who play music.
Right.
So that's what
it's someone that just likes music but doesn't really know how to set it up for somebody. What would that look like? What size place realistically?
I would want to start with something that's between like a 200 and 500 cap. Not too crazy, kind of
like Blue Fox.
Medium big.
Yeah.
Where I can bring in some national talent, but really it focuses mostly on the local and regional. You know, that's always been my thing. Like
a Jam and Java sort of, maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But there's someone playing every night.
So I don't know if I would want to do shows that often. You know, maybe do like 1 or 2 national acts a month and then have local regional acts come in and rock it out on the weekends type deal. You know, you got to think about what you would do for your day-to-day revenue. You know, would I sell alcohol? Would I have a diner? Or do I have food? Like all these things I have to consider. Right. And it's not stuff that, you know, should be taken lightly. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, you've been around it for a long time, so
yeah.
And you have people that have successful places that you could lean on, you know, to whatever they messed up. I mean, I think the food and alcohol is the hardest part usually.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
You know.
Yeah, especially in Virginia.
Yeah.
The laws are...
Would you do it in Virginia or stay out in
I think
Virginia?
Because I'm based in Virginia, that kind of is where I'd lean to. I don't really want to go out of state. But West Virginia is a little more relaxed kind of with some things. So I thought about that too.
Yeah.
Just depends.
Like stay in Winchester area?
Yeah. Yeah. I love it out there.
There's not really much other competition. You know, are there like huge venues?
Oh man, the venues are...
Oh yeah?
Let me tell you something. Winchester's really hitting hard with some great spots to go, dude.
Like what?
Downtown on the Walking Mall, there's the Monument, which is a phenomenally huge 2-level, really cool spot. You can go down to Brite Box Theater, which is like a cool niche little place, like 300 cap. You know, so and then Backseat Event Center on the other edge of town. They have a 1,200 person venue. We've done some shows there. Okay. Like when you have 200 people in a 1,200 room. Yeah. It's like this.
We've done that.
Yeah, done it.
Yeah, done it.
9:30 Club.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, the other time was good.
I mean, we had fun.
Yeah. I just found a bunch of. I need to find time to go through it, but all of the tapes that I had from recording, like on tour and stuff, I just found the box of all of it, and I still have the camera. Dude. So I just need to get it transferred to digital. I just opened up, you know, a random box that had been over at my in-laws' house, and I was like, I forgot I kept this. Dude. The first thing I opened up was Matt and Taylor Adkins like joking around, and he was like Taylor was doing the Matt guitar stuff. So I can only imagine the rest of the gold that's because it's probably I don't know 30 30 tapes.
I had forgotten that you were recording all that time when we were on tour.
I'd like to like make a documentary or something out of it, you know, just for us to have when we're old, which is now.
We're already there, guy. So if you could go ahead and make that documentary, that'd be great.
I don't think I had any gray hair until I got married.
Yeah?
I think so.
That did it, huh?
Well, now it's just getting old.
Getting older.
Yeah, for sure. So let me just try to think of. See, I can cut this out. That's the goal.
That is cool.
How many people you have under your employ?
I have a crew of about like maybe 7 to 9. So I have people that are kind of obviously they're not on the payroll because we're not working around the clock.
Yeah.
When we have events, you know, I've got a stagehand. I've got, you know, door people who run door attendants that I pay to make sure people are checked in IDs, pay their tab. And then I sometimes have an event manager.
Depending on how big it is.
Right, depending on, like, usually for festivals, especially.
What festivals do you do?
We've been a part of one called Appalachian Rock Fest every year for the last couple of years.
That was your buddy?
Yeah. Dale Sims, he's still alive.
Oh, okay.
He kind of runs that with me. And then my other guy, Corey, he does one called Chaos Fest, which is straight metal, just pissed.
Anyone big that I would know?
Big. I mean,
I listen to Sade the most now, so.
Oh man, dude. So listen, I love metal, but when I'm in the car, it's like jazz all the time now. Yeah. I can't do heavy stuff anymore.
Well, because you're around it all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we haven't brought in any big national acts for the festivals yet. That's kind of another goal that I'm working towards is getting my money up to where I'm a talent buyer. I can say, all right, I want to put down money and bring in, you know, freaking Slaughter to Prevail. I mean, obviously that's a huge.
Yeah.
we're a little bit out of the park there, but that's what my goal is.
I mean, you can get to that point,
right? That's what I'm working up towards. So we can say, all right,
do you need to have like investors for that, or
potentially?
Yeah,
stuff gets expensive. You know, in national booking is a whole different ballgame than you know your local guys. But it's something I love. I want to bring them in.
Well, especially bringing it to that area because I mean, how many big bands like play Winchester?
Well, because it's not a really big tour stop because there aren't very many venues that could hold like a Seven Dust or you know you name them.
Yeah.
So they normally pass through. Back when Shiley Acres was open in in Inwood, Greg Shiley would get, you know, he had Hell Yeah in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
The Pretty Reckless, 10 Years, like big acts. I think one of the bigger ones they had was Papa Roach. It was the one we opened on. Clutch was out there, you know, those kinds of bands. But there's no stop.
Right.
Nobody comes to Winchester like that.
Right.
So that's something I really feel like we need to do.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be a Clutch show in Winchester. Why is that not happening? There needs to be a Slaughter.
I mean, even for here too. I don't know if you remember the Salisbury Brothers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They opened Salisbury Center, which is the old Mathis Avenue movie theater, and they're starting to, you know, get there. But there's the closest thing that's, I think there is like 1,000 cap sort of. So you can get decent bands to come through there, but everyone just goes to 930 or, you know. Or goes to Richmond.
Yeah.
You know, or Baltimore. We just saw Under Oath in Baltimore.
Nice.
It was so nostalgic.
Yeah. When I went with Kitchen and them to see them at the Fillmore a couple of months back.
Well, they did. This tour was specifically to play They're Only Chasing Safety. Like all the hits from that.
Oh, man. That's great. You got to experience that.
Yeah. I mean, I lost my voice. Yeah. You know, because I don't sing like that. You know, that high anymore. I don't even really have time to sing that much. So, but I was like, keep me up, be crazy. Like my 25-year-old self was loving it. Oh
yeah.
And it was mostly like middle-aged men.
Yep.
With their kids.
That was us.
Yeah.
Belting it out. And looking at them on stage, it's crazy because they're like old like us now, but they still rock.
They still rock. Well, there was no, you know, people never knew that emo was going to be able to survive 20 years, you know? No. And that it's like making a comeback on TikTok and stuff too. Yeah. Like largely punk in general.
Yeah.
You know, punk and metal and stuff. Like, I think because it doesn't make a lot of money, but it can with TikTok.
Sure.
You know, like you can get a lot of people watching your stuff that you normally would have needed a label to pay for you. And if you're not selling records, well, now you don't need to sell records. You just sell tickets.
Right.
So if you get famous enough, then
the game has changed.
Yeah.
Man. You know, and that's another, the circling a little bit back is the radius clause thing with a lot of bigger venues. You know, they'll say, cool, we've got such and such band, you know, Stained or whoever. They can't play within so many miles.
Oh, that happens?
Oh, all
really?
the time. If they're coming here, you can't play anywhere within a blah, blah, blah. And that keeps, you know, and it's obvious. I understand why they do it. To keep the crowds, keep the ticket sales up.
Right.
But yeah, that happens a lot. It's another reason why you probably won't see bands that'll stop at certain places. So,
what jazz music are you listening to?
So, I'm really right now. I'm on this I've been on this kick for about a year. This group called Moonchild.
Okay.
It's like 3 kind of, I guess they look college age, but they're probably older by now. White kids that absolutely don't sound white.
Okay.
The beats and the jazz and the girl sings and croons.
Okay.
It's just phenomenal.
Yeah. How'd you find them?
A friend who was into the hibbity hipster world and was like, yo, you need to check this out.
Okay. Interesting.
And no offense to anyone, you can sound white. You can cut that out. Sounding white.
That makes for good content. Is there any like band that's up and coming out your way?
Yeah. So in our area, that's the thing is, man, in our area between Frederick, Maryland, Harrisonburg, Virginia, and where we are, there's a ton of bands that, in my opinion, are better than most of the nationals that are out there. Mm-hmm. You know, we got really great bands, like a band called Half Heard Voices is slamming it right now. Mm-hmm. St. Diablo is still out there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
They just came out with a new joint.
Yeah, it sounds good.
They're crushing it.
Sounds good, too.
A band called Gone Cold is killing it. Cursor is actually from around here. They played the Salisbury Center.
Oh, didn't they?
Phenomenal bands. Okay. Just whap, whap, whap. So
I just got to get back out there. Get in the scene. You know, if I didn't ask you right now, I wouldn't know.
Right. But, you know, I get it. We get older and we're just like, man, this couch is looking nice.
I mean, going to Under Oath was the first time I've been to like a club like show.
Nice.
In, I don't know.
Long time.
Maybe since we played.
How did that feel?
Very nostalgic. Like super nostalgic, especially for them. But like I was, you know, they're closing down Ram's Head Live.
Yeah.
Like forever.
I heard.
But to have played there a couple times is cool.
Pretty
you know?
cool.
One time for 4 people, but who cares?
Yeah.
Still got to be on the stage.
Still got to be on the stage, man.
Yeah. So it's just, I wouldn't hear about stuff, you know, if it's not like in my Discover Music, whatever on Spotify, then I just don't know.
Yeah.
So I have to pay attention to like, you have to give me monthly updates or something. If you ever come across someone that's like real legit, I'll check out Moonchild.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
The sobriety thing, like I'm curious to where that's going to take you to, you know, like complete sobriety, like, cause I probably drink too much for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Like what I mean, you're a part of a whiskey club, so you like your drink.
Well, I don't even drink whiskey really.
Really?
I just, you know, I'll drink vodka, sodas, you know, but it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, well, I got a business to run, so I can't really do that. Because if I can work every day, then and not be tired, and you know, there's sky's the limit. Yeah, you know, and I'm needing to be more clear-headed just for doing this. You know, being able to keep a conversation going and you know, be engaged. Did that die?
Yeah, I think so.
That dead though?
I don't know.
No, that's still rolling. Yeah. That should be.
Maybe
still rolling. But yeah, so, but it's tough when all your friends, that's what they do.
Right.
You know?
That was hard for me for a while.
Yeah.
And then I realized they're not paying my bills. So
yeah, right.
I got to do what I have to do for me.
Yeah.
Started taking magnesium every night before.
Does that work?
Bed, and I sleep so deep.
See, that's which kind?
See, there's a bunch of different ones.
Or whatever.
I got the Nature Made one you get from Martin's, whatever. There's probably way better ones.
Yeah.
But I've just been reading
as long as it works.
And I sleep well. I feel more connected. Like my brain is firing off on all the cylinders instead of just 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, the sobriety thing, I think it's going to take me wherever I choose that it will.
Yeah.
I feel a lot more focused now on the business.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the typical thing that happens. Like,
again, it's not for everyone. I think the word moderation is a really good word.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for most people. But for me, it had to be cold turkey because I know myself. I wouldn't.
Right.
I just wouldn't.
Right.
So.
Is that just beer sober? You don't smoke or anything?
No, I don't smoke. Yeah. I don't. No drugs, no weed, nothing. Just boring.
Stone cold sober guy.
Really boring, dude.
Are you seeing anybody? We can cut it out.
I mean, I'm single, and it's just this year has been kind of sucky for that. But yeah, no.
Is the dating pool good out that direction?
I'm putting Winchester on the map. There's a lot of really great people that I think are hurting. And they are lost, and they need healing before they jump into things. And everybody just wants to jump in. I think that's any town.
Yeah.
But our town, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been with that person. You've been with that person. That's how it is. And so the well is tainted, and everybody's just kind of sitting like, that's how I feel all the time.
Yeah.
There, and it's it's rough.
Yeah. Well, something to work on for your business. Just. Keep doing that. Keep focusing on yourself, and if there's a right person, they'll come.
I have a lot more money in my pocket when I'm not dating, sir.
You're telling me.
You're married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I would. If I didn't meet Jesse, I would be married.
Right.
I'd still be single for sure.
That's awesome that you found that. That person though. How cool is that? I don't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's awesome, dude.
I went from crazy bitches to a cool one. That was like right under my nose too. Yeah. Like I think you might have been DJing the night we met. At City Tavern.
City Tavern?
Yeah.
That's so cool and weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Like, the future is being told in front of me. I'm tore up drunk.
Yeah, right? I mean, well, I was too, probably.
Yeah.
I showed her our Dreaming of Eden business cards that I had. And she was like, this design is terrible. And I was like, I knew I was in love.
That's the one.
Yeah, because she was, not telling me what I wanted to hear. And now she's actually doing some graphic design stuff for more Brite, which is cool because that's what she went to school for. Nice. Photography and design stuff. So she's actually able to use some of that.
That's great.
If we could do more of it, I think that would be awesome. And just keep her not working for anybody else and just helping me build what I've already started.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. It's kind of what we've been doing for the past few months. So, so what do you do in terms of marketing for Brite Live?
I will definitely admit that a lot of the marketing that we do for ourselves is basic. I have a website, and I'm sure that if you looked at it, you'd be like, "Oh man!" Like
I am pretty picky these days.
I wouldn't mind for you to tear it apart.
Yeah.
But I have it, and it's there, and we use that. We utilize that. Like I said, having local sponsors and things, logos on all of our flyers. So we're connecting with people who see the businesses and go, make the connection. But we're also, using, paper flyer media and social media and all that to really get the branding out.
So one of the things too, just like a little tidbit for you, I think that would help grow the business is to get Google reviews from people. I know you got Facebook reviews, which is great.
We do.
But Google is like, if I'm searching, wedding DJ near me, the amount of reviews counts for 33% of where that's going to rank.
Wow.
So, and that's for anything.
Yeah.
So if you are a company that's been around for 20 years and you have 6 reviews, that's not the truth.
Right.
So just hound some of those other people because it's going to help you rank better in your local market, right?
That's a good tip.
Just something I noticed. I think I might do a little audit of each person I have coming here. I mean, that's essentially part of the reason I'm doing it, but like a free, hey, this is what I think you should do based on, what I've learned over the past 7 or 8 years.
I'd pay someone to consult on that level. Like these,
and that's kind of the
things.
The goal of doing this is just getting people, hey, I get some free stuff out. Then when they don't want to do it or don't know how to do it, then come to me.
There are a lot of things that I'm not really savvy on, like search engine stuff and Google reviews, like you just said, things I should know about or how to utilize, but I would just rather.
I mean, if you've made it this far,
still in the game,
but it could be the next like bump up.
But yeah, exactly. And why just stay in the game when you can own the ship? Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that.
Cover up the door,
board of all the windows.
If you don't have any CDs, take one with you. Do you have any?
I have the first one. I have about 12 of the Dreaming of Eden. The second album, Truth and Silence, they won't work.
They won't work.
Yeah, so if I can take one with me, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I just been sitting in my house player and it like skips.
I don't have a CD player.
Yeah, so my Toyota Camry, 2004.
There you go. I had that. I had a 98 Camry, if you remember.
Bro, $50 gas I can drive for 2 weeks. I'm good.
I mean, do you even do that much drive? How far do you live from like the places you?
So for basic shows and stuff, I usually drive the Yukon and pull the trailer, and that's a gas guzzler. Yeah. But I mean, like within 30 miles. But weddings, I mean, I'll go as far as 100 miles out of my range. So it's a lot of driving.
Well, as long as they pay you.
That's what it's all about.
So, I mean, how do people find you? Is it just like word of mouth most of the time?
I have a lot of word of mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, I have over almost 5,000 friends on social media.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I don't know them all. I don't know you all. But there's been a lot of really cool, I have great people who just, in those groups, who needs a DJ?
Yeah.
Everybody's tagging me and it's awesome. And they show me love. I show it back. Really, that's how I've gotten a majority of my business.
A lot of how I started too, it was just like, there's all these Facebook pages, like there's Western Prince William Chatter that has like 50,000 people, like Loudoun County Social Collective has a bunch of people. So that's mostly how I started building anything. Right. I was just like, hey, I'll build your website. I'll do it. Yeah. And then, trying to be a nice communicative person when if they choose to purchase my services. Right. I'm not the cheapest on the block.
Right.
I can't be.
Right.
But I'm going to hold your hand a little better than most people are. And I'm going to tell you the hard truth. Like, that's going to have to be more expensive if you want that.
Right.
You don't just spend $1,000 on a website and have it be amazing with 20 different pages on it and where it's all, optimized for Google and stuff. Like, that's just not, you're looking at a much different price range.
Right.
And so giving people that expectation, and I'm still not charging as much as some people. Some people do. So,
See, but that's cool. That's again, you're talking in a realm that's outside of my wheelhouse, and those are things that I would love to at least understand.
Yeah.
But that's where you've kind of found your niche. That's awesome.
I just didn't. That. I mean, I went to school for marketing.
Right.
Marketing.
Right. Marketing.
I'm gonna coin that term. I've been sending it to everybody. I'm like, I mean, right? I need to.
Marketing. I love it.
That might be a separate podcast name or something. Yeah. But, kind of. I went to school, at JMU, but I also guerrilla marketing for any band stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned Photoshop and Illustrator from starting, making those terrible flyers for TT Reynolds that we, but it was better than nothing. It got the word out. It got the word out.
Accomplished the purpose.
Yeah. I mean, I printed them out at work and chopped them up and.
Man, those were the days, dude. Wow.
Yeah. I last December got rid of that old red Mazda that I had it for that long. Because I didn't drive anywhere.
Huh.
I still, even for this new, I got a Jeep Compass. But it was, I put maybe 4,000 miles on it this year. And the Mazda before that, maybe 1,000.
Right.
Just because our grocery store is right there.
Yeah.
So why do I need to spend, $500 a month on a car?
Be frugal.
Now it makes sense because I can, write it off and everything.
Yeah.
Because that's mainly what I use it for, is to meet clients and stuff.
Business.
Have a decent car doing that. I want to have tell me what you think of this, like a rock segment or I don't know, something just like tell me a story of being on stage that's terrible.
Sure.
I want to have like a strobe light and stuff, but I couldn't get one in time. So maybe tell me one of your worst band stories. And maybe one of the best.
I mean, honestly, man, all the shows that I've played with, like Red 7, Dreaming of Eden, Defending Cain, and now Breach, I can't say that I've had a bad experience. I've had a lot of really good shows.
Cool, yeah.
And I mean, yeah, you have your snafus here and there, but no, I can't speak on anything bad.
Just the one, I guess it wasn't bad. It was a learning lesson, but when we went to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and there's a little place in the middle of nowhere in Harrisburg, and we played for the sound guy and the bartender. Do you remember that place?
I don't remember.
I remember it vividly because it was like we were just like, all right, well, we're already here, so
yeah,
let's just have fun and take it as a practice.
If there was a picture of the venue, I would instantly remember.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It was just like a hole in the wall,
Harrisburg,
like a dive bar. But having driven 2.5 hours to get there, and it's just kind of a bruise to your ego, but like also, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You gonna cry and go home? You might as well play.
You suck it up and you play.
And the sound guy liked us.
Yeah. Hey, maybe he'll tell somebody, and then the next time you have 10 people.
Yeah. Well, what's one of like the coolest things? How often are you playing now?
So with Breach, we're maybe one show every. Like this year, we played too many. Local ones, but I think one show every couple of months.
Yeah.
We're not. I mean, we're all in our 40s except for our drummer. He's 20, 22. We're not trying to be rock stars.
Just still want to scratch the itch.
Just still be relevant and have fun.
Yeah.
Like people remember the name, you play a cool show.
Right.
So,
well, that's what I want to do with, at some point. Just a few times a year.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Or once a quarter or something like that.
I really wish that the Eden crew we could do it more than we have. I thought the reunion was awesome.
Yeah.
But I would love to do it.
Right.
Yeah, we've talked about it a million times.
Who has time?
We just can't make it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Well, we need, I mean, we can do it. It's just like being super intentional time-wise if you want to write new stuff.
Right.
I mean, you wrote most of the starting ideas, at least. So either you or Christian I mean, I can do it, but it's just been a while. I got to get my chops back up.
You know what? Since I've been so focused on business, getting that creative itch has been really difficult for me.
Yeah.
My creativity it's like blocked by something.
Right. Well, I think if you're so focused on building something, that was the thing that we were building.
Yeah.
And now you have like a new mission to build something else.
Building something, and also that sense of grown up urgency, like I gotta eat.
Yeah.
If I don't work today, we ain't eating.
Yeah.
Like, right. That's not cool.
Right. But you don't want to be stuck in that place. So that would be kind of, my goal is to get a little bit more, just work-life balance, as they say.
Right.
Clock in, clock out, and then I can do whatever I want.
Right.
It's sometimes tough when you're like starting to build something. You're like, I got to take that gig.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when the next gig is coming.
Right.
So building like consistent lead flow and stuff like that is what I've been doing. But a lot of it is just, I got to do it myself.
Yeah.
Like I can't have someone else host this.
Right.
But I have to find a way to fit this into my life if I want it to be successful.
Right.
So one of the stats is you have to have people that get past 20 episodes will be successful. 95% of people.
Really?
Most people just do like 5 and they don't keep doing it.
I feel like that's not a high number.
It's not.
20 episodes? That's cake, right?
I think so.
Should be.
I mean, I already have like a list of people that I've just been casually talking with about doing this, and everyone's like, yeah, let me know when.
Nice.
So, again, they get some free content for them to post and whatnot. So, and we get to see what the other person is doing or where they're struggling,
right?
Or what they need help with.
Right.
So, that's what I'm shooting for. So maybe by March-ish, I'll be at that place, I guess.
That's awesome. That's a good goal.
Yeah. So Well, I won't keep you too much longer. We've done a good 48 minutes.
Awesome.
Anything else you want to plug? Anything? Does Breach have a website?
Breach the Silence. Yeah, you can find us on Facebook, on all the social medias. Breach the Silence. We have stuff on YouTube. Check out the music.
And Wright Live.
Wright Live, of course. Check us out on.
That's just writelive.com.
WrightLive.com is WrightLiveEvents.com is the website, and then Wright Live on Facebook and Instagram is really where everything happens. So,
well, thanks for coming out, making the trek.
Thanks for having me, man. This is awesome.
We'll do it again.
Absolutely.
I'll get Kitchen Trent. To come out. We can do one. Talk about all the old times. Yeah, so we have 2 more of these microphones that Trent has.
Nice.
So I just need to get a couple more chairs.
Yeah.
Be good to go.
It'd be rad as if you got the documentary thing put together. We watch it.
I can at least find a couple.
Then talk.
Yeah.
Like we'll be crying like a bunch of babies. Oh, you remember that? Great.
I remember when I could fit into those skinny shorts and now I got a belly.
It was the only time in my life I've ever been threatened to be shot.
Really?
Yeah, remember me and Trent? You can cut this part out too. Me and Trent got into it in the van. And he was like, if you keep talking, I'm going to pop a cap in your...
He probably doesn't even remember that.
Oh, I remember it. It was fun, though.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks for coming, and first inaugural podcast done.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you, dude.